us with memory, reason, and skill. Help us use them wisely in the service of our town government. We ask this in thy holy name, amen. Please salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for coming. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address the board in public forum?
Yes, I will. As most of you know, I've talked to several of you, and I know Norm talked to at least one of you. Just to bring everybody up to date, following Bob Ben's death, a committee was established to get a park for the town. At that time, tentatively called the Bob Ben Park. And for fundraising, one of the first things that happened was the Champlain Telephone Company at their open house made the project their charity of the year. They raised over $10,000 at an auction at their annual open house. The Venn family donated hundreds and hundreds of items that we had several garage sales on, and that money went into the kitty. And we put out a Champlain 2000 book, history book for the area, and that money also went in there. And over the course of time, we made a deal with the Beddards to hopefully purchase a property on the Prospect Hill Road. As time went on, and our pocketbook got smaller, we approached Louis and Rita about possibility of taking part of the property, turning back what we couldn't afford, and just paying for what we had paid them over the past 7 years. In talking with Louis a couple months ago, he suggested a location that we have since everybody that we've talked to agrees is ideal. It includes the former Dewey Cemetery, where soldiers returning from the Battle of Plattsburgh, the enemy soldiers, when they came back, they were nursed at and around the Dewey Tavern and were buried in the Dewey Cemetery. So this is a cemetery of international importance and should be recognized that way. So the property we're now looking at is about 7 to 8 acres, I'd say. I think I was up there with Jules. That'd be our fair guess, without measuring it. It's directly across from Northeastern Clinton Central School. It's an ideal location. It's on Route 276, so there's international traffic there. You get traffic from Canada. It's on a main route. And all in all, it just becomes, with the history involved with it, becomes an ideal site. And talking with Teresa Venn a while back, she asked that the park not be called the Bob Ben Park, that become the Champlain Community Park. So the idea would be to call it the Champlain Community Park, dedicated to Bob's memory. So through the generosity of the community and the Venn family and the thinking of Louis and Rita Bedard, I think we've come up with a good site. We'd like to donate that site to the town, with the idea that it doesn't need any great work right now to keep it up. It's just once a year or so, get in there and cut the weeds down so it doesn't become a forest. But it'd be low upkeep, and it'd give our area a shot at history that we ought to preserve, because once that history is gone, it's gone. And we've got the Battle of Plattsburgh commemoration coming up. We've got the Champlain Tercentennial coming up. We've got the 250th anniversary of the War of the French and Indian War coming up. And we had important battles that took place in this community. So I think it could be a good center to start and recognize other historic areas, but it'd be a good spot for the community. It's located between the two villages. It's next to the school, and we donate it free of charge to the town. So that's why we're here.
Okay.
Do you know how many feet that was on 276?
On
The day I was there, I
276,
didn't think to really see.
on 276 itself is just that right of way. I'd guess maybe 60 feet wide.
That's about all, right? Just for.
Just that right of way
to
in.
get into it. No, somebody's asking. how
Yeah,
much.
to the
Somebody
north, there's a ditch,
Yeah.
and then it goes all the way back to
So there's
the,
no road frontage actually, except for
right,
the driveway going in.
right. It's behind
That hedge.
that row of trees that's part of the Robinson Farm. So it's right there, right across there. That little Robinson Farm is a little triangle there, a little piece of pie. This is behind there, and it runs all the way up to the Rutland Railroad tracks, which of course is history too, because that railroad goes back to the middle 1800s. But there's not much road frontage, but enough to get in and out of there, and not to preventing. I think the idea that there's not a lot of road frontage is a good thing too, because it doesn't prevent other things from happening on the road.
Okay. On this issue, we have a Parks and Youth Programs Committee. It's Bruce Seguin, John Paul, and Craig Hicks on that. I'd like to point them to look into this, come back to the board with a recommendation, the feasibility of it. Okay. And anybody on the town or your committee is concerned or want to put their input, they'd be, welcome. Okay.
But as I've told you, our funds are just about gone. So we've got to do this now, or else we'll lose what we put in there. So it's either, I don't mean now today, but
Yeah, soon,
yes,
this fall, you mean, or something like
yes,
that?
yes. September or October is probably the latest I'd like to see this done.
Okay.
So we're in August now, so if we could get a decision by September, that'd be great.
We need to know what the town's liabilities may be, what's expected of the town, now and in the future. That's all we need to know, to make that decision. Maybe it's a valuable program, I do believe that, if I'm correct, Alan, every Tuesday morning, is it, that thing is
Yeah.
checked out by itself? It comes on by itself for 15 minutes or something? And it's nice to know that it's working. We upgraded that here a while back.
This Tuesday afternoon started.
Sorry. No. Can't imagine why we're out of power. We're out.
So I'm available. Norm Bono and Jay are on the committee. Jules is on the committee. So
Oh, okay.
if anybody needs any of us, more than happy
And,
to.
the boardroom here will be made available for meetings, as long as nobody else is using it, I mean, anytime. What?
We use the room here.
Yeah, anytime it's available, you can use it,
Okay. We'll do is we'll get together, we'll make a time and all of us can get together and hash this out and, speed
For
up
most
the
of us,
process for you guys.
including myself, I just found out about this last week, when Calvin stopped in to see me, last Thursday, Friday, whatever it was. I was not aware of it before, I was aware of the other program, the other location,
Yeah.
not this new location. So we do need to look into that and come back with some type of recommendation.
Just check the calendar, Greg. If you want to have a meeting, check the calendar first.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
know.
Does anybody else in the audience have anything they'd like to share with the board? If not, I need a motion to approve the minutes of July 11th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Is there any questions on the minutes of July 11th? All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried.
Can I abstain from that? I wasn't at the July one.
Okay, that's fine. You have your July code officers' reports. You have your planning board, your zoning board of appeals minutes of June 15th. Your planning board minutes of May 4th. We have a letter from Charles Shank, the chairperson of the planning board. I read it, very brief letter. I would recommend that the town board appointing the Joan Duquette or Linda Benedict to the planning board is a full-time board member. Joan and Linda are both alternates at this time, and we need a member to replace Derek Juno. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, Carl. So we need a motion to approve one or the other.
I make a motion to accept Linda Benedict.
Okay, I have a motion to appoint Linda Benedict as a permanent board member. She is an alternate now. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote on this one. Craig?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes.
Jules?
Yes.
Yes for myself, all five, it passes. Joan did. We'll have a letter sent to her, Julie. I also have a letter from Bruce West to the board. At our last zoning board meeting, a motion was made on my behalf, Kathy Woodward and Denise Savage, to review the zoning laws to see if there's any changes that are needed to be made. We'd like to hold a meeting on the third Thursdays of the month to go over zoning laws. There will also be 2 members from the planning board involved. If anyone from the town board would like to attend, they may do so. Also, we'd like to request the town have a moratorium on wind farms. If they have any questions, feel free to contact me from Bruce West. If anybody on this board would like to participate on that on the third Thursday of the month, just let Bruce West or let the office know it, and we'll let Bruce West know that.
I go to those meetings too.
You normally go anyway.
I go to
Okay.
those. They wanted 2 people from town board to participate if possible.
Okay. No problem with that whatsoever. There's some, I don't believe the zoning laws have been looked at since they were instituted back in the 90s, so we do need to take a look at those. We have insurance quotations from 3 companies, all through the same agent, Bucket's Insurance Agent. We have decided to go with Select Insurance Company at about a $4,700, $4,800 savings over last year. Same coverage. It would be from a little over $27,000 to $22,500 a year. That has been taken care of.
Last year had New York.
Pardon?
The
Triton.
second one last year.
No, Triton.
Oh, all right, right.
We had Triton out of Texas. Okay. Okay. We were asked to write a letter to the state DEC, which we did, pertaining to the South Street water system. I don't know, Mickey, if you want to just elaborate on that at all. We sent this letter to DEC and sent a copy to all those homeowners on South Street, if I'm correct?
Yes, basically it was a letter in answer to the consent order that we had as to what we were doing and where we were at. And we were talking with this Tamara then, the DEC, she's the person that's coordinating this. So we wrote the letter explaining what we've done in the past and where we are, basically asking for an extension before we get in or get out of the project, basically. We sent a copy to all the people that are affected by this on South Street. There was a few questions from some of the people, but basically nothing can happen down there without their consent. They have to vote on it. Some of them were worried that something would happen, they didn't know anything about it, and that's not the case. They have the final say as to what's gonna happen down there, if anything happens.
This letter was written at their request, DEC's request,
Yes.
to update them what we have done in the past year or two.
We had to acknowledge that we had received the consent order and what we were doing with it.
Yes.
That's what it was for.
It was very well done.
Yes, the letter indicated what the possible solutions that we looked into and the reasons they're not viable. Okay? They seemed very understanding, just to keep town board and all those people on that South Street up to date on that. The next item is the income exemption listings. We have not changed, this is for income for land taxes only. We have an exemption now of people who make less than $20,500 a year for their land taxes only. This does not include school taxes. That needs to be clarified. You all got that in the second page? There's several towns. Some towns are more than us and some are less than us. It would be my recommendation, if I could have a motion, to increase that by $1,000, to increase that to $21,500 if so desired. I need two motions. I talked to Jim Gagnon today. One is for the 65 and older, and the other one, if we so desire, it's the limited income disability. Okay? We need that in two different motions, Jim told me, if we desire to do that. Any desire of the board to do this?
Can we table this and look into it next month, just so we can check around?
Yes, I can.
Okay, that's what I'd like to look
Okay.
into a little bit
On the
further.
second page, if you have the second page on yours,
Yes.
it does tell the other ones. Okay. Just the fact that we have not done nothing since
8 years.
2006, 7 years.
Yes.
Okay. I thought that would be appropriate, but that's okay. We'll table it and we'll bring it back. Okay, thank you. This next item is something that we had brought before us before. I hope I can explain it properly. This is for the inequity under which only the county, city, and town and villages and other public employees must pay the amounts of the plaintiff double recovery. This would, everybody in the county, every municipality, except three, Champlain being one of them. Clinton County, the city of Plattsburgh, Alpena, Alsable, Beatontown, Shazy, Denimar, Ellenburg, Moores, Peru, Plattsburgh, Saranac, Skylar Falls, the village of Champlain, Denimar, Keysville, and Rouse's Point have all taken part in this. We have not. I think it would be nice if we did. This limits awards for double dipping, is what it amounts to for employees. What is the desire of the board on this? This came from Office of Corporate Counsel in New York City.
I don't understand why they need our approval.
Well, it's not our approval, it's, if you read the whole thing, Betty Little is one of the sponsors of this bill in Assembly. I guess you'd like to know all the counties are behind it. Okay. The third and fourth pages is editorials from different newspapers that have endorsed it.
It's unreasonable to me. People on disability are getting income from two sources
Yes.
rather than one.
What they're asking us to do is to support the bill. And only the state assembly and senate has the right to pass that bill. We're not passing it, we're just a resolution to support, okay? That's what they're asking for.
I make a motion that we pass a resolution in support of this bill.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any questions on it? It's a complicated issue, believe me. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried, thank you. Julie, would you like to read that next letter?
Yep. I would like to take the time to inform you of how grateful I am with what the town has done for me in the last year. When I first started building my new home on Southwick Road, I had realized many new laws had been obtained and I was unfamiliar with. Ms. Castine helped me by informing me of what needed to be done and where I could obtain it in a timely manner. When she told me she would call me back, she did. I felt comfortable I could count on her assistance. When getting to the final stages of completing the house, I left the building inspector, Mr. Tatro, a voicemail asking what I needed to have completed so everything would run smoothly. When he did show up, I figured I would have to call him back instead. The great thing was that I did not have to. He returned my call and explained everything that needed to be done. When I was ready for the inspection, I did not have to wait 3 weeks for the appointment. It was within 2 days. I am now in my house and I have been of work outside too, which brings me to the highway superintendent, Al Racine, and his road crew, Brian and Billy. I have asked if any that was available if it could be brought to my house. After all of the proper steps were explained of what I had to do within a reasonable time frame, I received fill. Not only did I receive fill, but I was asked specifically where I would like to have it placed. They were very careful of the property and very pleasant to talk to. They even went to the extent to ask if the type of fill they were going to bring was acceptable to me. It is nice to know that in this day and age, we still have people out there that do take pride in what they do and are willing to go above and beyond to accommodate others. Again, thank you very much for all of your help. Sincerely, Jeff Garrow.
It's very nice to receive a letter of appreciation.
When you get all the departments.
Yeah, you get all three. I assume that fill and stuff was on that Southwick Road when we were getting ready for, most of, some of it anyways. Quite often when we're doing a particular road, we're looking for a place to get rid of material close by and have to be agreeable. I need to, the next thing on the agenda will be the burning barrels and the wind farms. I've asked Bill Favre to look those over. They will be coming back to us next month. He's putting together some resolutions for us for local laws. I need to establish a workday for a bus driver that does our local summer youth program. We need to establish a minimum of a 6-hour workday. This is only for her to get credit for New York State retirement system. It has no effect upon what it cost us, or anything like that. I'm assuming that she's in the retirement system and this will help her with her summer work. I need a motion that, if so desired.
I make a motion to establish standard work day for bus driver being 6 hours.
Okay, satisfied. Do I have a motion, a second to that motion?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. I was asked by Dory Kurtz, she's the county person with the IDA, that's the Industrial Development Board, to make sure that our local Industrial Development Board is at a full board, which is 7 members. We have 3, we need to appoint 2 more. My recommendation to appoint Lola Parker and Bruce Sieglin as those 2 slots on that Industrial Development Agency board.
I'll make a motion to appoint Bruce Seaman and Earl Parker to the IDA board.
Okay? Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Is there any questions on this? All those in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Carried. In that light, August 22nd, the IDA, the county IDA would like to meet with the local board, their board, the Champlain IDA board, and this town board, if anybody that would like to meet.
What date is that?
August 22nd, it's a Tuesday, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, if it's agreeable. If it's not, I gotta get back to her, but,
That's agreeable.
This building?
yes,
August 22nd.
That's
22nd, Tuesday, 5 o'clock. Is that all right with everybody's schedule?
Absolutely.
Okay. Alan, like to update us on the roads?
Well, I got done the creek and the Southwick Road 2 weeks ago. All I got left is put the shoulder up. We're getting ready to move to the golf course, whatever stopped raining. I don't know, is there any question? Anything else that's been brought up in the road?
Did a good job, because like, we took a ride through there.
Yeah, I will let Brother Dan.
Those roads should last a long time.
It's a beautiful road. I believe it's 2 foot wider than it used to be.
Yeah, full wire each side.
Will that road be striped or not?
No.
No. It looks very good.
Job well done.
We did about 3 miles total.
Yeah.
A half mile of the creek road close to the Perry's Mills Bridge, and about 2.5 miles on the south end of the Creek Road and the South Creek Road together. Came out very nice. The county helped us out with paving equipment. It's my understanding is up to date, we came in within budget on that, which is pretty good because the price of tires up, asphalt is up considerably this year.
Is there any more roads to be done?
Then move on.
That was my next question. That was my next question.
We have roads to build, but money's limited sometimes. We
We
used
go
to,
through our capacity right just about right now.
So if we have money for the golf course road? That's quite a project.
the golf cart road is no paving, nothing, just ditching it. We used to do 4 miles a year roughly of roads. We did 3 this year. Probably cost us almost as much for 3 as it comes just for 4. But we do need to keep the roads up. Can't let them get behind on us. If we do, we'll be in worse trouble. Maybe, Mike, now you could speak of the Harris Mills Water District. We need to handle that tonight.
Yeah, as you probably know, we have a leak on the Perry's Mills Road. We were out there this morning, Alan, myself, Larry, and gentlemen from the county looking at that, how we could handle that. That pipe runs down the center of the road from the best guess in talking with everybody. The pipe is close to 100 years old. It's been repaired many, many times. And it's a concrete road with rebar in it, so it's very difficult to dig up that road to look for a hole. You don't know exactly where it is. So given the age of the pipe and everything else, we sort of mapped out an alternate route to replace the line with a new 8-inch PVC line. And that's where we're at with that. We just need to decide how you want to do this. You have to have a resolution if you want to go ahead. It would be a capital project. There's 7 homes in that district. There's not a lot of district money there to begin with, but we can't leave it as it is. The road is falling apart where it is.
And you said that pipeline's about how old?
Estimates are from 80 to over 100 years old. It's the original line that came from the pump house in Perry's Mills, where the dam is, to Champlain when they originally got their water. So when they abandoned that, we ended up with that part of the line that those people didn't want to be in the village water system, I guess, or water district. So that's how we got it.
Would we be using our own crew for that? Any other time?
Yeah, we're gonna get there, we're gonna work with the village of Champlain.
We had a county county highway was there this morning?
Yeah, who's that guy on?
That was David Langwell.
He came and looked at it, gave us some advice, you might call it, how to bury pipe. You just don't bury pipes anymore down the middle of roads, especially a cement road that's reinforced with rebar work. It's much more cost effective to put a new pipe alongside the road than it would be to dig that pipe up.
I mean, we probably could find a leak and patch it this year, but in 2 years or whatever, I mean, that pipe has a history of leaks over time, so, you know, when do you cut your losses, so.
I'll make a motion to pass a resolution establishing a capital project to repair the main water line in the Perry Mills Water District.
Okay. We do have a total estimated projected cost of $20,000. We're hoping it comes in a whole lot less than that. Okay. We have to project high, cover ourselves, so to speak, to, okay.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Let's ask for a roll call vote on that. Craig?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes.
Jules?
Yes.
And yes for myself, all 5 of us. Do you have anything else?
No, that's all I have.
Thank you. We would like to start this project in the very near future.
As soon as we can get materials.
As soon as we find out the materials are available, and we're going to do that this week to see if the materials are available as soon as we can get them here. That needs to be started right away.
One week's work.
That's what we figured.
Okay.
So we got
Easy,
more than one vote.
easy.
On the PVC,
It's
are we getting more than
approximate.
one quote on that?
Pardon?
Are we getting more than one quote on the PVC that we're using down there, or is there something that?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Actually, I've been working with Woody in the village, and Woody's been calling around for.
I just know that
prices.
it's set at all time
Yeah.
high right now.
So we're, hopefully we get to that deal.
I have a question on the wind farms.
Yes.
When we met with Bruce West and saw the charts and things that were happening in nearby towns, I probably suggested we have a moratorium as soon as possible.
Yes.
And the lawyer would draw up the paper, but we could tonight vote on the moratorium. The legal paper, done by the lawyer, and voted on next month.
Okay, I did talk to Bill Favreau shortly after that meeting, and he told me I need that paperwork in hand in order to set the moratorium in place. Okay. And I talked to him today, I had asked for him last week, he didn't have time to get it all done. We'll have it shortly, but we did not have it for tonight's meeting. I did talk to Bill this afternoon, it's not ready. Building committee, Jules and Bruce, you have anything on the building? I don't.
Nothing right now.
No.
Everything's going up, except while we're waiting for the beef offices.
Yeah, well, he's
Hasn't
coming,
showed
he's
up.
coming.
He's coming, so that's a very small affair.
Yeah.
Okay. The grants committee, I don't believe there's anything, John Paul or Craig, I don't believe there's anything there.
I can talk a little bit about petition for dredging the river. I've got that pretty much ready to go. I spoke with Celine Bachat last week. She was on vacation till Monday, and I did speak to her yesterday. She's got some materials that she's going to get to me, referring to the lakes and the locks, where a lot of this is grant money that we're going for. Also, I brought to her attention about the shared services, because what I want to do is extend the petition into the village of Champlain. And Steve Southwick informed me that the Lakes and Locks doesn't really include them. So Celine's going to be looking into that, finding out why, because this program actually starts in Quebec and moves this way.
Okay. I don't believe there's anything new on the board assessment review.
No.
Highway committee, Jules and John Paul.
It's already been brought out, what we want to talk about here, so it's.
Okay.
Except for the signs, we're gonna get our town signs.
They're
We're a month
coming,
late,
they're
we
coming.
promised them July, the first week of July. I've got some citizens asking that where the signs are.
Well, they're in Danamora, the guy that takes care of that department is on vacation for some.
When they
And
finish.
they're very slow now till the governor gives these guys their money that he promised. We were told that this morning, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
They're supposed to be ready the first week of July.
Okay,
You're dealing with the government.
The 6x6, I believe there are 6x6 posts that hold these signs up, have been covered with, here. They didn't go to the prison to get painted. We covered them all with
One.
metal,
Yep.
sheet metal, so they'll never need painting. What is it, 10 or 11 signs, something like that?
There's 11 of them.
Yeah. Okay.
One I gotta move. The one that's not one that the other passed. So I gotta get with the state and just make it so stick it on somewhere.
One on the other
But I-
side.
some of them does. If they got 11 signs, they might have 5 or 6 done.
Yeah.
The one I gotta move, I gotta, make sure with the state that.
The one on the other side over there?
Yeah, well, be on this side.
Yeah, I got it right. All right.
I was asked to get it moved, but that's where it is.
And that's one.
I know that, but does that bother them? I mean,
I was asked, I don't know, it's up to their board, they want me to move it, I can move it, I can leave
well,
it.
who wants you to move it? George? Did they send you a letter on this?
No, they did not.
And you think you would have, right?
The thing with the sign where it is, when Rouse's Point annexed the rest of the land for the water tower, they annexed up to the bridge right there. So technically, that's within the corporate limits of the village of Rouse's Point. Before that, it wasn't. It was the town of Champlain. But when they annexed the balance of the land off Academy Street,
Okay.
they're trying to keep peace in the family here.
It was, but it isn't.
Right.
I think it'll be,
Okay,
so.
we'll try to resolve that issue. Water and Sewer Committee, we pretty well touched everything as far as I know on that. We will be working on Ferris Mills Water District within this month. Hopefully, by next meeting, it's done. Town Clerk's report, Julie, you have it? Pardon? I'm sorry. Yeah, Jules. Landfill, job?
No, we still have a little bit more work to do, just rise up there. You do nothing with SOAT?
We've had a wet spring and summer. Amazing how much water.
And the weeds are growing.
And the grass. Okay. Julie?
The only thing I have is the Champlain Emergency Services will be holding their townwide yard sale this weekend, on Saturday, from 9 to 5.
You do maps of that? You did in the past.
Yeah, there'll be maps made up,
Okay.
and be picked up at the fire station.
Okay. For information only, the board members might remember the Sterling background check company that out of New York City. That has took several months, but it is in place now. We've talked to them, they've ran us through the computer process, how to do that. Took a little while to get that all done. We did get a check for $2,944 rebate check from PERMA, that's our disability insurance carrier. That's it on that, I guess that's all I have there. We have, I need approval of the monthly bills.
I make the motion, we approve the monthly bills.
Okay. A motion and a second. Any questions on the monthly bills? All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried. We need to review the post audit bills.
Make a motion to pay for all the bills.
Second.
Any questions on the post audit bills? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. You have a list of the revenues and disbursements for July. In your packet, you also have a letter from Hancock, Councilors of Law in Syracuse, pertaining to a Board of Assessment Review claim. You have EFC agreements, that's with Local Farms, Environmental Facilities Corporation. There's 4 or 5 farms, Rusty Creek, Hidden View. These are for Lagoons Green Acres and Ridgeview Farms. That was for your information only. You have a letter about the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund. You also have a letter from Stafford, Owens, Curtains and Trombley Law Firm. Been reorganized, let's put it that way. No change of service to us, it was still the same attorneys. We have a letter from Girl Scouts for an awards night coming up in Plattsburgh. Small, in November, it's way ahead of time. And the Champlain Eastern Iowa Healthcare Network wishes to use this town hall on Wednesday, August 23rd, 7 to 8:30 in the evening. Did I miss anything, or does anybody else have anything to bring before the board?
Is there a letter next to for people who want to come to sometime in September for gated to renew their permit?
Oh, you mean,
Driving something?
was it Alive, 55 Alive, is that what they call it?
I think there's a letter in this about this.
If they run through the town, we gotta call it, right?
I have no,
Sometimes they did it through the town, other times they did it
Direct?
Oh, man.
I have no knowledge.
I got a letter on it.
We've heard anything on that yet. I don't think we've heard anything on that yet. Usually we tell people to call the JCEO office. because they're the ones that set it up.
They do that,
Okay. Basically, it's to request to use the town hall.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that use this room whenever it's available. We do keep a calendar on that, so we don't have conflicts. It's all, you know. It's a good program. We let them use it. We let several organizations use our boardroom when it's available. I have nothing else. Does anybody else have anything to bring before the board? Entertain a motion to adjourn then.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Thank you all for coming.